I'm down here in 6 Mile Bridge, and it's, I suppose, the day after, the night before, I suppose, 6 Mile Bridge are becoming county champions for 2017, having beaten Clooney Quinn, and then joined by their manager, John O Meara. John, I trust you had a good night last night anyway, first of all.
We had Nicholas. There was a great whole atmosphere around the street. I suppose we after coming back from Innis, we went for something to eat on the way back, and coming back into the street then. I suppose certainly showed what winning the championship meant to the community, meant to the village. There was a huge turnout for us when we arrived back with the cup, and great to see for the youngsters as well, and huge amount of young people around, so there was, which was great.
Yeah, it was a different match, of course, from the drawn game, a totally different. But I think you probably learned the most.
We did. Look, I suppose there's two types of there's two teams. The team that wins the replay or replays in general are either the team that learns the most, or the team that gets stuff right for the second day. I suppose the first day, the fourth and the draw match, we wouldn't be generally happy with our overall performance, right? While in saying that we could still have won the match, but we really wouldn't have deserved to win it. And I suppose the last week was just about getting everything right for yesterday, and we really focused on getting the performance out of ourselves that we knew that was there. And it was just a matter of fine tuning during the week. Like we did very little training. We were really fresh for yesterday.
Yeah.
We did 20 minutes on Friday night, and I think you saw there in the start of the match yesterday, like lads just hit the ground running, and they had a good appetite for work as well. So that.
Absolutely. With the Meara Cups, Aidan Culligan started off from full back out to wing back, and he started off with a point. He sold it up the field, and Niall Gilligan didn't start the game. He got 2 points early to settle into the game. Young Lynch came on. He scored. Peter did excellent at full back, or Paddy, at full back. So, like everything he did, all the switches that you made, every one of them paid off.
Yeah, look, I suppose we just felt we needed something different after the drawn match. We just felt we were chasing the game the whole time in the first game, and we still started with the same six backs. We just said we'd place them in different positions. And thankfully yesterday worked, and they worked well. And Paddy had a great game at full back, as I did Aidan at wing back, and I said Shane on the other wing.
Yeah. Coming up to half time, like you got the light in the start. Clooney Quinn didn't probably play their best hurling, and they brought it back to level, I think, and then he pulled away. You got the 2 points for half time. We were within 9-7. So
yeah, look, I suppose we we'd elected to play against the breeze, and we were reasonably happy, I suppose, going in 2 points up. When you consider that Clooney only got 1 point from play, and we'd only got 1 point from a free.
Yes.
We had possibly 2 goal chances in the first half when we took points, and the inside fella wasn't put through. But in saying that, Brian didn't got the chance early. In the second half, he took it, and there was never 5 points, less than 5 points between the teams once we got the goal. The goal was a big score. It gave us a cushion to drive on, and I thought we actually played very good hurling in the second half in particular. We spread the ball around very well. We got some great scores, and lads I'd say enjoyed the second half.
Yeah, I think what stood you out is say Brian Corrie's goal, and he got 2 in the semi-final. He's not a goal poacher as such. He fights for his own ball, and we'd say everyone who scored yesterday, you're able to fight for your own ball, where more teams are depending on the men coming off the shoulder probably all the time. But
yeah, look, I suppose there's a couple of things I suppose on that, Nicholas, is lads, we're a while on the road now, and a lot of lads yesterday sort of been their 4th county final, then 11, 13, 15 and this year. And lads have matured in that. We introduced a lot of youngsters over the last number of years, and if you look at, take Brian as an example, Brian is 22, 23 now, and it's his 3rd or 4th year playing. It just takes lads a while to get into it too, so it doesn't, even if, again, just on Brian, he's had a tremendous year for us, so he has, considering what he's come back from in relation to 2 cruciate injuries, and it's a credit to the work he's put in himself, and look, he's got his just reward this year. He's been one of our stand-up guys for me this year anyway.
Yeah, I suppose your bigger players played well yesterday as well, which was You know, I know Shane Murray was probably suffering a bit of injury, like, but he was in top flight yesterday.
Yeah, look,
and Shane Golden.
Yeah, and any given day, look, you need your county fellas, performing. And if you look at any of the teams in any of the club matches, like, if the county lads perform, they're on the front foot straight away. And if you look yesterday, like we got 8 points from play from our county guys. Shane and then had got 3 the day before from centre back. So they've hurled really, really well for the club this year, and they just give lads a huge lift when once they come back from the county setup, and like they're really enjoying their hurling as well, and you can see that with the way they're playing.
Yeah. Having won the county final now and being county champions, and that's what you set out at the beginning of the year to do, and you've achieved that, to put the bridge back up on the top here in Clare. But you'll be going down into Munster now. How will you?
Look, I suppose it's mighty that the county won. It's the third time in 5 years, and it's also these lads' third shot at being successful in Munster. I suppose in 2013 we got to the final and we were overrun on the day in Innis again, the Piersig. Probably a bit of tiredness, around the amount of weeks we played in a row coming up to that game with the long year that Clare had. If you look at 2015, then we had ourselves in a winning position at half time again, the Piersig, being 9 points up, and we didn't close it out. And huge learning. Everyone got from it, myself included. So like these lads, they'd certainly love to have a shot at winning a Munster club. We'll get back down to Australia now this week. Six Mile Bridge have a good record and a good history, and it's a competition they've done well in the past. The challenge is now for this team is to go on and try and win a Munster club, and follow in Ballier's path last year, and in the path of previous Six Mile Bridge teams as well. For myself to travel down here today is all about Six Mile Bridge, and it's about the enjoyment the lads are having over there, and well deserved. But I know become a Six Mile Bridge supporter because you'll be representing Clare now. And what you'll find is, I suppose, like, it's just people like, I suppose, if you look at the county final for the last 2 days, it was all of Clare in their league in 6 Mile Bridge.
I'd have to admit that.
People like the underdog, that's only sport, But no, look, I'm no different. I travelled to a few of the Ballier games last year, as I would, and as people would have travelled to support the Bridge over the years they'd have been in it. And that's it. Look, at the end of the day, we'll be going out trying to do our best, and we know now that the supporters will be behind us now from other areas in Clare, and as I said, look, this is only all part and parcel of it, so to say.
Yeah, I went up in 1996 to follow, and I saw a young fella breaking into the Six Mile Bridge team. A certain man with his name behind your back there, Niall Gilligan. Amazingly, all these years later, Niall comes up with a county final and throws over 2 points and settles you into the real leader that he's been like down through the years.
Look, Nicholas, we probably here on the Bridge, we've probably for the last couple of years we've stopped even talking and acknowledging his contribution, right? Like, I suppose if we go back to 2010 in particular, I personally felt that he probably had another year or two left at Inter-County when he went. It was his own call. It's only a personal viewpoint. But if you go back to the Clare Cup final in 2010 up in Clarecastle, again Newmarket, when he single-handedly won that game for the Bridge with 14 youngsters in tow. And a lot of people, myself included, leaving Clarecastle that day, we sort of said, Jesus, that's his last contribution, as a real influence for the club and for the team. That was 2010. So it was, obviously then, he got into the final in 11, and what he's done for the group over the last number of years is phenomenal. Like, the influence he has on the influence he brings and the calmness he brings to the group is huge. Like, lads totally, they actually idolise him, so they do. All you have to do is look at even the pin pictures in the county final programme, and you'll see how many of them had him down as their favourite player, I suppose he has he loves hurling, he loves the Bridge, he has a hugely supportive family. You know, and he still gets a kick out of it after all these years. And I guarantee you, if you ask him, you know, what he thought of yesterday, he'd say it was the best of the lot, as he would have 2 years ago. You know, it's the last game, it's the closest to him that he really cherishes. And look, we're thrilled to have him. However long more to last, only time will tell. But look, you know, to get 3 championships at the you know, towards the end of his career is a testament to him. You know, and look, we're just thrilled. We're thrilled that he's from the Bridge.
Yeah, I can't remember all the great British players, but I certainly remember Sean Stack and Noel Casey and Peter Golden, the Moreys, all them fellas. Like, so the Bridge's contribution to Clare hurling has been enormous since, you know, since these first won back in 1977 and before that even. Great hurlers. So.
Yeah, no, it has. And look, you know, as I said, I suppose this year was, you know, every year, you know, any club team will start out with the ambition of winning the senior championship, and look, we're no different. But this year, you know, it's a special year to win it. This year, you had the '92 team, you know, the 25th anniversary. It's 40 years since we won our first championship. You know, it makes it 13 this year, which is a championship nearly every 3 years. You know, since 1977, you know, we've had huge success. We have more A championships won than any other club at every age group, with the exception of under 12. You know, and that's a huge success over a relatively short period of time.
Right,
Like, there was always hurling in 6 Mile Bridge. You know, would there have been history and tradition? You know, there wouldn't. We didn't get to our first county final till 1952, and we didn't win our first till 77. You know, we were playing intermediate in the early 70s. You know, and that's not too long ago. Like, there's a lot of people that were at the match yesterday that do remember those days. You know, and look, it's a matter now of you know, trying to build on the success this year. The age profile of the team, excluding its oldest member, is probably about 24. You know, so you know, the team potentially could be there for another few years, and it's a matter of trying to you know, bring on a couple of more youngsters now over the next number of years. You know, try and drive it on again.
That's good news for all your neighbours that are hurling parishes. You're surrounded by hurling parishes here. It's real hurling country, but they'll be all chipping at you now trying to.
That's what makes it. You know, I've always said that Clare is one of the most competitive championships that you'll find. Like, was it 11 or 12 different winners in the last 16 or 17 years? You know, it's hugely competitive. You know, and listen, you know, we're lucky here in the Bridge. Like, it's our sole focus. It's just what we do. You know, everyone works really hard at it. You know, we're blessed with the people we have involved in the underage, you know, and in the minor club. Really good, and you know, it's just a matter of, you know, continuing to keep that work up, and you know, see where it takes us. Yeah,
yourself, you have 5 hard years put in now, and you have a great return got, and you know, you really showed your management skills yourself in the day. It's with you yesterday. I think it epitomised the
look, we've had a great innings. There's no doubt about it. 5 great years. You know, but it's not, I suppose, like, you know, the team. There's an awful amount of other people that have done huge work. You know, with this group of players. You know, as I said to you previously, like, they won 516s. They went on. They won 421s. And while I was involved in some of those teams, there was a lot of other people involved in them as well, and that shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't be forgotten. You know, where, I suppose, you know, where to go from here. It's just like, you know, it's to try and keep doing what we're doing, and you know, see what happens over the next number of years. You know.
Absolutely. The boys are celebrating of that, John. You'll probably want to join them. I know you were out working this morning, so you're very dedicated.
No, look, sure, listen, they can have they'll have a bit of crack now for another day or two. And look, you know, I'd be a firm believer. They're hard enough win. It's important to celebrate and enjoy them as well. You know, at the end of the day, it's only happened 13 times here in the Bridge. You know, and it is important to celebrate them and let the players and let the community come together for a few days, you know.
Yeah, John O Meara, thanks very much for coming and talking to us, and again, congratulations, and we'll be following off down to Munster.
No, thanks
very much, John. Thank you. Great stuff.